Hey everyone! So your second artifact collection is due December 1st, which is coming up soon, so I wanted to take a quick few minutes and highlight some of the things for the second artifact collection. The portfolio is due December 1st. Your feedback from at least 2 different reviewers is due December 15th. And your final reflection is due January 10th. So we've given you a little bit of extra time to do the reflection because of the Christmas holidays. But I just wanted to take some time to go over what's in the artifact collection and note some things from the first artifact collection that we wanted to kind of flag for you all. So I'm going to click into Erin's and go to her artifact collection, AC2. And you should have these 2 things in your folder already. I put those in there, so if you don't have them, let me know. The first is the checklist, and the second is that same artifact collection reflection form that you used for the first artifact collection. So if we look at the checklist, it's almost exactly the same as the first checklist. The first thing that you will need is your context or your feedback letter. So letter to your reviewers. Some of you just copied and pasted the email that you sent asking people. Some of you just wrote the letter and sent it as an email attachment. You can also CC me on the email to your reviewers if that's what you're doing. And then I can just upload the email into your folder as well. So make sure that you are including that letter, like what you're asking them to look for specifically, instead of just saying, hey, review my stuff, check for, if it's good. That doesn't really ask them anything specific. So make sure that you're asking them, like, is it rigorous? Is it aligned to my standards? Watch for timing, watch for my transitions, whatever it is that you want them to look at. You can use the ATLF, the rubric that's in your handbook as well, if you want to work on, academic ownership or culture of achievement or whatever the case may be that you've talked with your coach that you need to work on. The second, you need your unit plan draft. So the current unit, remember that it has to include the standards, and it has to include like some kind of I can statements for each of those standards. So a unit plan isn't just a list of topics that you're going to cover, it has to include these things. Your unit assessment, same thing, you guys did really well with uploading unit assessments, excuse me, last time. So this is your final exam, or your unit exam for the current unit that you are teaching while at the time that you are uploading this. Next is a lesson plan and the video for that lesson. So if you are videoing a lesson, it needs to be at least 15 minutes in length, unedited. So if Tommy throws an eraser across the room, don't edit that part out. We want to see that too. So minimum of 15 minutes. The longer your video, the longer it will take to upload, so make sure that you keep that in mind. If you want to, upload the entire class, you're welcome to do so, but maybe do it in like a couple of different chunks. That way it's easier to upload, like part 1, part 2, part 3. The lesson plan has to match the lesson that's being taught in the video. So say you forget to, video and you've uploaded a lesson plan. The next time you do get a chance to video, you'll have to make sure that you upload that new lesson plan that matches what's in the video. So we need to see like your plan and how it's executed. I can come and video for you. That's not a problem. Just let me know that you need me to come and what time, what day, and we can work something out. And finally, you'll need your lesson artifacts. So at least 3 student work samples from the lesson in the video. So no matter what your students are doing in the classroom, you'll need to show like some samples of work. This can be an example of their bell ringers. It can be an example of like the formative assessment that they're taking at the end of class, like their exit ticket. If they are writing on desks or doing a gallery walk, or taking like notes in a notebook, like using foldables or using guided notes or something like that, you can include those. Typically you want to try to include an example of a high student, medium, and low performing student if you can. And this can be in any format. Like it can be pictures, like if they're up and moving around doing that gallery walk, you can include pictures. You can include scans of their work that they're doing that day, or upload a picture of their worksheet or their bell ringer or whatever the case is. And then you need to give some kind of formative assessment in that lesson. So make sure that you're giving some kind of exit ticket, some kind of tiny little short quiz at the end of class, something to have students demonstrate their learning so that we can kind of see the entire process. We've seen your lesson plan, we've seen the things that the students have created, we've seen the video, and now we're seeing, okay, it all comes together. How well did the students learn these things? So your formative assessment doesn't have to be long, exit ticket, 3-5 questions, something really simple like that. And then provide an exemplar response. So a photo of your key or a student who did a really good job, that can count as one of your 3 student work samples. And then you'll enter in the information down here below. So let's say I give an exit ticket over identifying theme of a passage. And then I gave that today on the 18th. I tested 50 students, and then the average mastery was an 87%. So that's all you need to put in there, because we will have a copy of your formative assessment that you've uploaded as well, so we can kind of see, what's going on there. Yep. So that is it for your checklist. Once you have all of these items, these things will go in by the 1st of December. And then by the 15th of December, you will need to upload the feedback from your 2 reviewers. So those reviewers can be someone on staff, they can be another core member, an alum, they can be somebody at your school, really anybody who like you've been working with or whose opinion you value, that knows what they're talking about. You can ask them for feedback. And so you'll need to include their feedback in your folder so that we can see that, yes, they've given you feedback. So I think there were a few instances in the last artifact collection where people forgot to include this, or they didn't know that they were supposed to include it because it's not really listed on this checklist. But make sure that you include that feedback. If you have a verbal conversation with your reviewer about it, just make sure you take notes and upload the notes from, your session that you were talking to them about. Or if they give you feedback via email, copy and paste that email, upload it into there. If a member of staff gives you feedback, they'll usually, like if Jason gives you feedback, he'll do it during a debrief, so you'll probably need to take notes. But like say if I'm giving you feedback, I upload the document directly into your folder, so it's already there for you, but we just need to see that in the folder. So that's due December 15th, the feedback from your 2 reviewers. And then on January 10th, which the date is wrong on here, I will go through and change all the dates in your folders, but on January 10th, you will need to complete your reflection. So you've uploaded your artifacts, you've gotten feedback from at least 2 reviewers, you've had time to really kind of process that feedback, and now you're going to reflect on the feedback that they gave you. So list the artifact, what did they tell you about that artifact, what are you going to do now, are you going to change the way that you do your practice, are you going to change the way that your transitions in your classroom are run, are you going to try to implement some new technique, and then how can your coach or any member of staff really, how can we support you? So we do look at this and we do check this, so we really want to know what can we do to help you to make your classroom the best that it can be and to help you get those gains for students that you're looking for. So what can we do to support you? So that's really it for artifact collection. Again, the portfolio itself, based on the checklist, is due December 1st. Your 2 reviewers need to give you feedback in about 2 weeks after that. So December 15th, your feedback is due, and then January 10th, this reflection is due. I'll have office hours in the coming weeks, so let me know if you need any additional help or need to ask any questions. Feel free to reach out anytime, and good luck.